And we're back to learning Photoshop. I wanted to learn how to do Photoshop manipulations. I have to be honest, I consider myself to be an intermediate user, but this advanced stuff is new to me too. But since I've started my YouTube channel almost 7 years ago, I started recording myself, learning new things. So why not record myself while I try to recreate some Photoshop manipulations, and I can give you a couple of tips over the things that I stumbled upon, and you can learn with me as I go. So it's a playlist of Photoshop manipulations from a beginner for beginners. As always, I'm going to link to the playlist, so over time you're going to have a good collection of manipulations, and if you learn them step by step like I do, you're going to progress step by step just like me. First up, I wanted to create this walking through a camera effect, and one thing that I directly found out was it's super important what images you use, especially the camera image. And it's not just the camera itself, it's also the background of the camera. For relatively easy results, just use the image that I'm using here. I'm going to link to it in the description. And then the image of the person or whatever you want to walk through the camera. That's not that important. It's the camera right here and its background. I press Ctrl T to size this up. And then I drag these guides out of my rulers. If you can't see them, press Ctrl R. And now I know where my center point is. I want to put the camera right there. But maybe I'll size it up a little bit further. And I've got the move to active to reposition that a little bit. We don't need the guides anymore. Now we'll go to the second image. I go down with the opacity, and that allows me to position that a little bit better. And I want to resize that too. So I'll press Ctrl T yet again. Confirm via Enter when you've got what you want, then bring back the opacity. We'll make it invisible and go back to the camera image, then use the ellipse marquee tool, just drag an ellipse and then you can right click and use transform selection. And this allows you to make these detail adjustments. I want to place it so that we can still see all of the letters here, so Sigma Zoom for example, made in Japan, all of that I want to have visible, and then I want to end my selection right there. Just confirm via Enter. You can see what we've got selected here. Let me press Ctrl Z. We want to add this layer mask now to image 2 of our walking woman on rails. And by the way, that image I've created via Midjourney. As I've said, it's not that important. Obviously, you want to have something where the composition fits, especially with the rails. But the important one here is the camera. Still, I'm going to find a way to make sure that you can get that image too. So just check the video description if you want to use the same. Alright, now press Ctrl J on this image of the woman walking, then right click on the layer mask and delete the layer mask. We want to add a new layer mask. By default it should be completely white. We now switch to the paint bucket tool, make our foreground color black, and we are on the layer mask. Just left click and it's fully black now, so fully invisible. Now switch to the brush tool. Here it's important to find a good size. For my canvas size 250 is good. Go down with the hardness. I go to 10%, that feathers out the edges, and the flow is also important right here. Have it set to maybe 20 to 30%, so that makes this brush a little bit softer, you could say. And if we now paint over the layer mask with a white foreground color, we can bring back rails right here. And as the flow isn't that high, we can create a good blend. Obviously right here where the rails are, we want to go over multiple times because we don't need a good blend. But especially on the edges, so where the rails should end, and then we have the camera image, you want to have a better blend. And that's why we went down with the flow. You can always switch the colors by using X, the short key, and then paint over it with a black color where you've painted too much. And here for the minor adjustments, as I've said, I want to have these letters visible. I make the brush a little bit smaller, and with the black color you can bring back these letters and the edges of the circle, and with white you can paint over the rays a little bit more. And this is basically the effect. So just put in some time for the details or use the brush. And once you've got what you want, go to the top layer and then open an adjustment layer, color lookup. You can pick a couple of the inbuilds or even use your own LUTs. Let me check. I believe the T-Orange was quite good. But there are different ones that also work. You can cycle over all of them. And you can also adjust it via the opacity afterwards right here. So this gives both of these images that we've used the same look. And you can also go to layer 1 here and use adjustment color curves. Layer 1, just as a reminder, was our camera image. And now I can adjust the background a little bit more. You can also try out auto here, but I think that's a little bit too bright. I think that's a good effect to start with when you want to get into photo manipulations with Photoshop. Let me show an example where I tried with a different image and I wasn't quite happy with the results. See that here? It's because of the background. So the background with the white colors, this has created way too much contrast and therefore the effect didn't look that impressive, didn't look that good. And this is what I mean by you will have to find a good camera image to start with. But you know what, let me use a different LUT here. I switch back to it. And I believe it was this one here, Drop Blue, that I like best. So we're going to stick with that. And as I've said, you can also use this curves adjustment if you want to add a little bit of a detail adjustment to the background. So far so good. As I've said, we're going to progress through photo manipulations in this playlist. I hope you're with me and we're going to learn it as we go. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.